Good morning, and welcome to episode 238 of Getting Rich. I'm your host, Rich Checkan, president of Asset Strategies International, and today is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Going to depart from my normal format here today. No pricing, no current market updates. Instead, I want to cover something that is kind of bothering me a little bit. I want to talk about Air Bunny's paper gold. Okay, a lot of people throw this term around. I think it's widely misunderstood, leads to a lot of confusion with both potential clients and non-clients for that matter. Brian Zweig, our sales manager, took a call from a client a few weeks ago when we were able to offer junk silver below spot. So those of you aren't familiar, junk silver is the term to refer to 90% U.S. silver coinage, quarters, dimes, and half dollars. They were minted 1964 and earlier, and they are 90% silver in content. And they are bought and sold for their silver content. And because in this environment, the Western investor is not buying, they've been selling back into this market. Wholesalers are flush with junk silver. They were offering them cheap. We were able to sell it to clients 3 weeks ago below the spot price. So you're getting real physical silver at less than the silver price. It was unbelievable. Brian offered that to this client. He's like, what do you think, I'm nuts? I'm not crazy. I'm not going to buy that fake junk silver when I could simply buy an ETF in silver. And man, this guy is way off the tracks. I hope someday he finds his way back to the tracks, but he is nowhere near the tracks right now. Physical silver cannot be confused with ETFs or mining stocks. Physical gold cannot be confused with ETFs and mining stocks. They are different things. ETFs, exchange traded funds, and mining stocks, shares in mining companies, are equities allocations. Gold is a commodity, is a physical substance that you actually buy and hold. Okay, and there are some big differences. When you look at the exchange traded funds, the ETFs, you got to understand that you're holding shares in an offshore trust whose fund manager's job it is to mimic the price of gold or silver. Okay, and in the end, you hold no gold. You hold no silver. You're holding a piece of paper, and that fund manager's job is to try and mimic that price as best they can. And it's backed by gold and silver, don't get me wrong, but you own none of it. You have direct control of none of it. With mining shares, it's a little different. You're owning shares in a company whose job it is to successfully mine gold and silver at a profit and return some of those profits at least to shareholders. That's the idea. But you own no gold or silver there either. Great example, there was a mine out west in 2000, right before the bull market from 2001 to 2011. They had proven management. They had proven reserves. They had no environmental concerns, no issues with the locals, no indigenous personnel concerns. They had no concerns whatsoever. In fact, they had actually followed Newmont Mining's lead and decided not to do any forward selling, meaning they were no longer going to sell tomorrow's production at today's prices to raise cash flow in the slow times. They were saying, listen, I know the gold price is going to be higher in the future. I'm going to wait and sell future production in the future. So they did everything right. They were poised. They were just waiting for the gold price to move, and it did. In 2001, it started on a 10-year 650% increase, and their shares went through the floorboards down. They have never recovered to this day, 25 years later, because the mine flooded, and they had environmental concerns, and they still have not cleaned it up. Okay, so those shareholders are left holding the bag. They missed all those potential profits in a wonderful market, and that kind of illustrates the point. You own shares in a company versus owning physical gold. If you hold that bar in your hand, or you own the silver bar in your hand, or your junk silver, you know it is worth what it's worth. Nobody can manage it. Nobody can mismanage it. It is what it is, and it has been that way for 5,000 years. So I hope this brings a little clarity to this idea of paper gold. People throw that term around all the time and they don't understand it. They talk about the Perth Mint certificates that we offer as paper gold. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's simply a warehouse receipt for 100% backed physical, unique metal you hold at the Perth Mint. It's just having somebody watch it for you, but it's real metal. It's all yours. It's not paper. It's not backed by something. It doesn't need to be managed. So I hope this elucidates the issue. As always, we like you to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Send us your comments and questions so we can answer them on the air. Like us, hopefully. Follow us on social media. Take our twice weekly Always Something Interesting alerts and our once monthly information line newsletter. But in the end, don't ever forget, getting rich starts with keeping what's yours.